Welcome to this new Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie we're gonna look at one of the handcrafted airports which has been added as part of World Update number 10 to Flight Simulator 2020. It's Block Island Airport, also known for its ICAO code Kilo Bravo India Delta. It's located on an island, right? It's located on Block Island, and that's where you will find the airport. If you don't know where Block Island is, Block Island it's pretty close to New York City, right? If you would fly in southwest direction, you would fly over the East Hamptons, then the West Hampton Beach, and then you will eventually fly over Long Beach, and then you'll end up in Brooklyn and New York City. If you would go the other direction, which is northeast, then you will fly over Martha's Vineyard, and there's another island. It's Nantucket Island, and then eventually you will end up at I would say the other part of the US, where you will find Wooked Bay National Historic Research facilities. And if you would go north, then you will end up in the city Providence. So that's cool, right? It's also pretty close to Rhode Island. At least there are some pieces of Rhode Island also shown on the map here. So let's go airborne and let's see what we can see. So what's the difference between handcrafted and I would say default airports? Well, these handcrafted airports are having more detail, right? If you look at the building already at the left hand, you will see that it has more detail compared to normal buildings. This building on the left hand, it looks like a radar station or something. Then we see the wind sack, right? And on the left hand we see some buildings, or sorry, on the right hand over there we see the buildings, right, which are belonging to the airport, and those are also handcrafted. So let's go airborne and then circle around the airport to see how it looks from the air. On this island you won't find much, well, you will find stuff, right? You will find I would say probably some small villages and some nice nature, but you won't find any point of interest. Right, there's another, I would say, island or another airport, which is being added as part of Flight Simulator 2020 update 10. By the name, that's Catalina Airport, and on that island where that airport is located, you will also find some points of interest. So you can see also a lot of water on the island, and this is the airport, right? So just turn around, you made a circle above, and now we're flying above the airport. You can see some small buildings over there, and then the part which we're flying over now is the part where you will see probably the, I would say, boarding room, right? So arrivals and departures and some parking spots, so that's cool. Other than that, on this island there's actually not too much which you can see, right? There's a lot of water, as you can see, but that's, let's say, no problem. But other than that, there's not much to see. So let's adjust the trim because we're now going a little bit too fast downwards. You'll see that there's a lot of boats, right, in this area. So we can see boats over here. So the airport is, I would say, located pretty nicely, right? Pretty close to the beach. And the good thing is that it's also, let's say, it looks like it isn't that hard to land on normally. Except probably if there's a lot of wind, then you will probably have some challenges. So then reduce the power a bit. So we're gonna slow down a bit. Below us you can see the beach. And I would say on or in the almost right top corner, that's where the airport is located. A lot of nature, as you can see. So we're decreasing currently. And then we have the airport on our right hand, right? Let me go back to this one. So here we go. So this is where the airport is located. You can see it's, I would say, a little bit, elevated. So you need to watch out if you land on it, because that could be, I would say, a little bit, between brackets, dangerous. So keep an eye on that. So prepare yourself correctly. It has nice poppy lights, which give you a good indication if you're on the correct altitude. And then, as mentioned already, on this end of the airport, right, you will see the buildings and the parking spots for passengers. It's only used for small aircraft, as you can see. But if you look at this building, right, it has been nicely modeled, and that's the difference between, let's say, handily created and, let's say, automatically generated. You can really see the, I would say, added value of it. Let's increase speed a bit. So if we attack it, or if we fly in from the other angle, which we're going to do in a few minutes, then we can see how easy, between brackets, it is from to approach it from that way. Here you can see that it, from this angle or from this side, it looks a little bit easier because it's, let's say, more, I would say, the same level of the rest of the ground, although there are some mountain or small mountain in front of it. It has only one runway, as you can see. Also this side has the poppy lights, right, so runway 10 and 22. It's not too busy at the airport, as you can see currently. Also the, let's say, taxiways and the runway is nicely modeled, but that's kind of expected because that's probably the easiest part. If you fly in this direction, you will see some nice buildings, or at least a nice large building. I'm not sure what the building is, to be honest. And you can see the beach, of course. So let me see if I can figure out what the building is. It looks like it's a beach house or something. At least that's what the maps tell me, right? So that's New Shoreham, that's the city which is located on the airport, or on the island, sorry. See the cliffs, right? There's also pretty steep cliffs over here and a beach. And this looks like a small bay or something, which is located here in the island. Below us. So that's cool. You can also see the small village over here, right? It's not a huge village, a small one. And now let's see if we can land on it, right? Always a challenge, so let's go inside the cockpit. We're flying too high, as you can see, because the poppy lights are not burning, so we need to decrease because we're currently not in the glide scope. It's not the perfect landing, right? So for those who are, I would say, looking at this video and want to start, I would say, raising things about the approach, yeah, I know it's not idle. Should have done it lower, should have approached it further, but this is just to show how you can approach it. But this is of course not the best practice to do. Even I think that I'm gonna abort the landing, right, because I'm simply too high. So I should have done it, I would say, better preparation as always, right? So prepare yourself. There's the building, the terminal building, nice with some, I would say, some looks like some supporting devices over there. Watch out that we're not losing too much speed. As you can see, we're now flying pretty low, right? Flying 200 feet, then we're still descending speed, so we're now increasing stick. So let's give it one more try. And these buildings have not been touched, right? So no photogrammetry content or whatever. It simply is, I would say, as is. There's the airport. Steep turn, right? Already too high, as you can see. So we can do two things is, I would say, do the dangerous move, and that simply is by decreasing like this, but I would say that's too dangerous for now. So I think it's better now to, I'd say, to end this movie before trying it again, right? So here ends our review of Block Island State Airport. Again, it's located pretty close to New York, right? So pretty close to the big airports. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.